Hey guys, it's Pete over here with Iconic Day Trading. Just want to go over a few trades today, and hopefully you guys will take something away from these little chart reviews. With this AUPH, what I have here, is an open clothesline. Obviously gapped up, sold off a little bit, then it came back up, held VU up. Pretty much most of the day was grinding. Then it came up, made a high, little fake breakout there. You see any upper deviation? And then it came back and retested the high and failed, which is a good area to be short. And if you were short on this first candle, you had no reason to get out on this second candle. Okay? It didn't really go much higher than this, maybe a couple pennies at the most. So you take a short here, you ride it out. See, you had 920 cross, still came down. You look to the left, you got a little bit of support here, which became resistance, and it held. Came up, retested it, did not break it. You could have added to your short, pretty much triple top as far as I'm concerned. Then you got the 920 cross, and then just ride it down. This trade would have been a little bit of patience. It's a 2-minute chart. So, I don't know, let's say probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Could have made, if you guys like these little small stocks, I could have a couple thousand shares easy and taken a short in 715 and then added to your short when the standard deviation on the upper band held, and just take a short, ride it down to VWAP. You got the 200 rising and you cover it, and you could have made a nice chunk of change off of that one. So basically why I chose this one to start with is because it's, to me it's a smallie. It's, it's below $10. I don't really trade them, but the way I trade really works in all time frames. So, again, that would have been a nice little trade, especially for the newer trades. This Sage, I did trade this today. I made out well, but I wasn't a big fan. So I only had one trade, and that was pretty much right here. It came out, tested the opening band, failed. So I took it short, came here to hell VWAP. But what I had going for me was the VWAP 920 was about to cross. So I just let it ride. But you look here to the left, you got a little bit of support, pre-market. Luckily it broke. So as soon as it broke, 920 cross, took it all the way down. I should have covered here. Would have been green to red line. I should have covered. Little bullish candle right there. But I didn't. And it came up, and then it came down, tested again, and I'm like, nah, it's going to break. So it bounced back up, and as soon as it broke this high, it covered right about up here. But it was still a nice trade. But the thing that I didn't like about it was the spread. The spread was just, it was crazy. It was like a buck and a half sometimes, and I did not like that at all. If I would have held, really just look to the left here, I would have saw this support is now the resistance, and anticipated this fade, but it held twice, So could I have reshorted it on this green to red move? Yes, I could have very easily, but I didn't, because at this point it was off my radar. I didn't like the way it was trading, and it was a big stock in the news. Made my money. I didn't want to go back to the well, especially again being I didn't like the spread. So Boeing, this thing has been it's been crazy the past I don't know, a couple of weeks. I'm really getting to like the stock a lot from a trading point of view. So you can see out of the gate, came up, tested the upper band, took out yesterday's high, failed, came up, tried to retest the high, made a lower high, which is a good idea. Start entering your short. Okay, lower high, stop would have been probably taking out this. It would have been a pretty big stop, but that's why, if you're a beginner, you go with the small size. For me, I was comfortable because it came up, came down, tested it, and it failed, and you got to 920.50 moving averages, the simple moving averages starting to cross. So I was pretty comfortable. Took a short, came down. Should have covered here, which I didn't. Let it come back up. Crossed over VWAP, but it closed red, and then it broke again, And on this big drop down, that's where I covered. I would have been better off covering here just because of the fill, but it is what it is. And then it just rode the rising 200. You can see the moving average cross right here from on top of the candles to underneath the candles, which is bullish. So if you guys want to take it long, you got a rising 200. You got the MA cross under the candles. That's something I'm going to go over with today, is when you have the MAs over the candle or under the candle. Very, very important, guys, and my last trade is going to show you why. So anyway, could have taken it long, which I didn't, because I'm more of a sell-side trader. So it came up, and again, it tried to take out the high, and it failed. So one try, two try. Now you can see the wicks. Now you can start seeing the wicks being sold into. So I'm like, okay, this thing's going to drop. So yeah, it's close to VWAP, but it was a couple points. So I took it short, and then it got close to VWAP, covered on VWAP, and that was that. It burnt me a little bit after hours. I took a little short, 372, when that news came out with the FBI joining the federal probe. Went down to 379. I'm sorry, 369. And like a freaking pig, I wanted more, so I just thought the whole bottom was going to give out. But anyway, overall, it was a good, profitable day for Boeing. I just got to stay away from after hours. So, this was a really, really great trade. Not just necessarily for the money, just for the way it was executed. I started out my short. You can see here, I started out at 46.39, and then all of a sudden, boom, so more than a point against me. You know, it's like $500. I'm like, all right. And I'll get to why I had such conviction on this trade in a minute. So, this thing's not going to hold. So I added another 500. Okay, it came down a little bit. Then it came back, retested the high. I didn't get there, so I added again. So I ended up with 1,500 shares, which is decent. So I want to show you on this. Hopefully you can see this. Let me see if I can get this blown up a little bit and move it. Okay, so very important here, guys. Took the short. You had 920 cross. Took it short. Okay, and right here, I got short about here, and right here had it bounce up to the VWAP. Okay, and like shit, $500 in a hole. So that's where I added, because it held the VWAP. Okay, and it was holding this area. You look to the left, that was a pre-market area as well. So kept on going and going. Came out, tested VWAP again, I added again, because I just had a thing. Hold on. There's news on Boeing right now. Stock should take off. 3074.11 right now. Anyway, long story short, I added. You can see it was making higher highs. Or I'm sorry, higher lows, right? It was ascending, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Kind of forming a little triangle here. And had a VWAP above it with the rising 200. So ordinarily I would have been concerned that it was going to pop through VWAP. But this way I knew VWAP, I had a feeling VWAP was going to hold versus the 200 SMA. So, and of course, I had the 920 cross over the candles, right? So I knew it was going to break. Because the 200 failed, okay? The moving averages were over the candles. They crossed, and it was just up way too much. So it came down, and then I covered into the lows here. It was a beautiful, beautiful trade. Going back to the candles, I want to show you the difference with the moving averages being above and below. Okay, why I wasn't concerned about adding to this SMAR, because of the moving averages were above the candles. Okay, they were above the candles. Now over here, you go to the solo. Okay, we would have had a nice trade to the long side here. Now you got a top. You got a top. Grinding, grinding, grinding. Broke VWAP. Right. I didn't trade this, by the way. I was just watching it. You look to the left. Okay. You got solid support right there. You got a rising 200. Okay. And it's coming up on VWAP. Okay. So if you look at this trade, when you got a rising 200, okay, higher lows, going into VWAP and holding the 200, right? What's different with that one than when you got a rising 200, right? Going into VWAP with the same setup. The difference is, guys, is the moving averages right here. The 920 cross was under the candle. Okay? So that's how I knew, or I had a feeling, I should say, market intuition, that it was going to go up, because the 920 and even the 50, it was under the candles versus over the candles. Okay? So it rode it up. You could have had a nice triple top here, taking it for a short for a few. Same thing here at the end. Take it for a short, take it for a few. Just in and out, in and out, in and out. But what I wanted to point out was the proximity of the moving averages when they're under the candles versus when they're over the candles. That takes a lot takes a lot of confidence. It adds a lot of confidence for me when I'm in the trade, what I need to add. Okay? SMAR already covered this. This was just the 2-minute chart. Had it up here twice. Apologize for that. But this is why I was so confident on this trade today, guys. So, you had earnings coming out, right? Earnings came out. But look how far it ran into earnings. Okay, it was at like, I don't know, I'm going to say like $38, right? Around this area. It went all the way up, the high of 49. Okay, so it was bought into earnings. This is why you check the dailies before you enter a chart. It was bought into the earnings. Earnings came out, then it's just sold off. And again, that's why I added, because this move was not sustainable. Earnings came out, it's time to sell the damn stock, and that's why I went short, and I had a pretty damn good day. So that's all I got for you now. I'm going to post this up to YouTube. You guys like it, share it, do what you got to do. Williams Sonoma, you can see here in the bottom, earnings came out. It was beautiful earnings. I missed this, but that's okay. There's always going to be tomorrow. I'm going to stick around and try to make up for that little loss on Boeing. And Facebook looks pretty heavy right now as well. So anyway, you guys have a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow.